Hey, good morning, Internet fans. It's Ryan Perry with Simple Biz Support in Roner Park. And it is Thursday morning, which means I have Virginie Dorn with Business Website Center based down in Petaluma, California. Good morning, Virginie.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. And today, well, let's first talk since this is only our second one with Virginie. Virginie specializes in website design, coding. She does really nice custom design websites. And what we're going to talk about today is CMS. And for those that aren't familiar, CMS stands for Content Management System. And it is basically a way to easily update your website versus the really old school way of HTML. So Virginie, if you can kind of dive into CMS a little bit more, and maybe, I'm sure a lot of our viewers have heard about WordPress or Joomla or Drupal, but kind of tell us what CMS is, what the advantage is to an end user, and how difficult is it for somebody who's not a techie, such as a small business owner, to actually use to keep their website up to date.
All right, I'll take it from there. So CMS have been around for quite a while now. They are not all created equal, so some of them have strengths and weaknesses. You mentioned the three big ones, WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal. Again, they've come a long way in the last few years. 5 years ago, you could only change certain items on your website. Now, with the newer CMS versions, you can change pretty much every element on your site, including text, images, headers, footers, menus, you name it, you can change it. There are also custom-made CMS. There are many other platforms available. What's the main benefit of a CMS is it gives the site owner the ability to change anything they want at any given time. Doesn't get sick. They can be on Saturday morning at their home with a great idea for a new page, and they can easily add a new page into their CMS, which automatically becomes live on their website. So there's no lost time and so forth.
Now, we probably should clarify that if you want to create something, yes, it's very easy to create a new page. However, the framework of the page is going to stay the same. So within WordPress, I'm familiar with using WordPress. We have different themes, and the theme controls the size of the header at the top, if it's a 1-column or a 2 or a 3-column page. It controls the font, the style of the font, the color that we're using, and those type of things. So just to clarify for people that don't know, what type of, if they want to go in and create a new page, what is it that they can actually do when creating that new page?
So you're right. So another benefits of a CMS is it will keep intact the structure of the design of the standard page for your own website. So you don't have to worry about redesigning the overall structure. It's already in place for you. All you have to focus on is adding your content and adding your images, and it will be placed into the frame of your website. And that is true for every CMS. Now, if you have a more advanced CMS system for your site, you might be able to choose from different styles of pages based on what you want that new page to be for our clients. And we like to give them 1 to 4 different styles to choose from. One might be a 2-column layout, another one might be a slideshow layout, one might be a full width layout web page. And again, based on what they need for this brand new page, they get to select which design works best for that particular page. It's all pre-made for them. The only focus, again, is adding text and images.
Okay, perfect. Now, when you say it's all pre-made, so are you just working off a template that you mentioned 3 to 4 different designs, so do you just have 3 to 4 different base designs that are just cookie cutter that, you know, if I'm interested in creating a new identity for my business, you're saying I only have 4 options to choose from?
No. It's all based on that individual website. So if your website is a blue website with rounded corners and so forth, your pages will have the same look and feel. In WordPress, they call it a theme. But again, people sometimes worry about, well, I can create a page, but I don't know how to design it. Well, you don't have to worry so much about the design portion of it. You just have to worry about the content. And the content will be placed within the design. I'll be happy to share my screen and show you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think the important thing to note is that, and I think when it comes from the WordPress side, a lot of people feel that they have to buy a pre-made theme that has a particular style already built in, and they don't. I think a lot of people don't recognize that you can create a custom website, 100% custom, with CMS, so it doesn't have to come from a templated theme.
That's true. Yes, they can change their theme as they please. Now, not all themes are compatible. That's true with all the main platforms. So you just have to get the help of an experienced webmaster to let you know, okay, so if you want a new theme, is it going to work with a version you have and all the tools and gadgets you have on your site?
Right.
But yes.
Okay, and so what is it that we're looking at here on your screen?
Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a standard content management system we've created for a new client. We're launching their website in a couple of days. And as you can see, it looks very clean. On the left, you will see different menus. And I'll just give you a quick run through just to, again, give you an appreciation of what a CMS can do for you and your company. So on our particular CMS here, we have accounts detail. We have manage menus. So for instance, in this category, for manage menu, those are your navigation bar at the top of your website. In any CMS, you'll be able to add a new menu. For instance, you will click menu, we'll call it test, and then it might go to the FAQ page. So you will write the name of your title, you will write where it needs to go to when people click on that brand new title, and then you will save. And if it's a good CMS, it gives you the ability to click and drag it. So for instance, I'm going to click and drag it right below the home page. So let's take a look at this website. As you can see, it just got added in second position. This is my test going to the FAQ page. Again, a good CMS will give you the ability to activate or deactivate any element of your website. And by this, we mean when it's active, it's in your database, but it's also visible to your visitors. When it's deactivated, so I'm going to turn it red by a simple click, what it means, it is still in the database, but now it's no longer visible to your visitors. So that is a great tool for instance, FAQs or photo galleries or slideshow. Maybe you have a custom-made homepage slide about Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, January comes along. You don't want to necessarily delete it because you want to use it every year. You really like that slide. You just deactivate it until you need it again.
Okay.
So this is a very nifty tool.
Yeah, you know, and the other thing I'm thinking about is people like myself. I'm very visual based. I could never create a website from scratch because I need to visually see what I'm working on. But if I already had a template in place and I had an idea, I could actually go ahead, put my content, put my pictures, make it live and view it, and then if I didn't like it, I could real easy just turn that switch off, not lose all the information that I created, but just simply exclude it so the public's not able to see it while I'm still testing.
Yes. So that's what a CMS should be able to do for you. You mentioned able to see it, so preview functions should be included in your CMS. If it is not, you should see if it's an upgrade available. Sorry, I'm going to cough. Little allergies here in Petaluma.
I thought maybe it was the moldy picture you were looking at.
It is possible. Those people are great in removing mold in your home office, so make sure you contact them. So this is for this particular client and that particular site. You could actually click preview and take a look at what the page looks like. So this here is actually a preview of that page. So I could make changes and take a look at the word mold. Maybe I want to capitalize it, then save it and take a look at the preview. And then you can close your preview and you can click update to confirm your change.
Okay. Now, what was it that you went into? Because we were looking at the menu, and then all of a sudden we saw an actual web page.
Yes. So there's many different sections. We like to customize the CMS based on the specific need of our client. So if it's restaurant chains, there will be a lot of menu handling functions. For these particular clients, we have a homepage with very specific sections of a homepage to keep it easy for them. So we didn't want them to open their main homepage and have to edit all at once. We give them the ability to add a slide. As you can see, you can add slides, same system. You can add, delete, deactivate, activate. Where I was in the standard pages for this client. So let's take a look at it. If I wanted to add a new page for this, again, specific client, I will click New. And what we like to give people, and your CMS should be able to provide that as well, is meta tags. So those are tags for your search engine bots. It's not visible to your visitors, yet they're very important for your search engine optimization. So we're just going to call this one Ryan. And I can put Ryan is the best. That would be my page title. Now that's a meta title for the search bot, not the page title per se. And we'll say, we'll put hello, how are you? Could be our meta tag description. Keywords will be Ryan, Ryan Perry. Main title is a page for Ryan. And below here, we have created different functions. Again, for these clients, we give them the ability to click a default right column. So if they were to create 20 pages and they didn't want to edit, so let me step back a few seconds. So this particular page has a 2/3, 1/3 layout. So the main body of the page takes about 2/3 of the page, and on the right-hand side.
Can you show us on that other tab so we can actually see what you're referring to?
Let's take a look at their fire damage page, 2/3, 1/3. So this right column is what we call a default right column. If they don't feel like writing anything specific for this page, but they still want something nice, they just click the default, and this default right column will appear. And if they ever need to change their phone number or the text, they do it in the default right column section, and it will propagate throughout the entire pages that are using that default.
Okay, so again, this is one of going back to what CMS is, the advantages of CMS for an end user is really, once you have your core structure in place, really being able to quickly and easily create new content that, and I think that looks custom, because if you had multiple right columns, that 1/3 column, you could have a couple of different looks depending on, well, I'm trying to think of an example where maybe you want a testimonial in there versus a call box versus a awards and services, but each right column might be appropriate for 5 pages, and as you're creating those 5 pages, you just click the appropriate column, and that's the power of CMS, is allowing you to do that with just simply clicking a button versus going, okay, I have to paste this picture in, I got to type in this text again, I got to do the spacing, oh, I got to choose the right font. You got to worry about CSS, and if the end user doesn't know what CSS is, that's okay, because you don't want to know what CSS is. You want to leave it up to a professional such as Virginie, and that to me is the real power of what a CMS database will do.
Yes. That's the beauty of it. It gives full control again to the site owner to do whatever they want whenever they need to. Well, let's create Ryan's page. So I just added some lorem ipsum. This is Latin word we use as placeholder. If I click add, and let's take, I'm going to click on Ryan's page here. As you can see, this is a page for Ryan. It has Ryan is the best at the top. That's the meta title. It has a page for Ryan, the title, and just the simple text, which could have been styled, of course, bolded, centered, made bigger. And on the right, you can see my default right column. All right.
Now let's just for shits and giggles, and we're running out of time, but why don't you show us how easy it is to change that right column? I'm assuming you have another design.
Yeah, so for, again, it's specific to this client. If I go to manage pages, there's a default right column section, and I will click here, and I will say, I'm just going to add the word test here. So it's this particular editor works very much like Word document. So that's why we use it. If people are familiar with it, you can center, bold, you can add images, links. you name it, it can be done. You can actually copy and paste from Word documents. So you can prepare all your content ahead of time and simply paste it in your CMS, save it, and you're done. So let me click Update. It's being updated. And here you can see the word test as being added.
All right.
That's
all right. Very cool. So that is the power of CMS. Hopefully, if you as an end user are looking for a new website, unless you have a really high-end technical site, I don't even know if there. Can you actually think of a reason why somebody would need a straight HTML site these days, Virginie?
No. Well,
okay.
Maybe, yeah, no. One thing they do want to make sure is their CMS is not going against their SEO efforts. So they want to make sure they're using a newer version CMS, not something they are recycling from 5 years ago.
All right. And the key thing is, end users, if you're looking to build a new website, not only understand that it should be built with a CSS or a CMS, excuse me, is also check out the different platforms. I personally, I'm a big fan of WordPress. Other people are a big fan of Drupal. And for simple, small websites, I find Drupal to be horribly complicated. And the big issue is that if you as an end user are not able to understand and be able to use the CMS, then you are directly tied to your webmaster to make any changes. And that really negates the purpose of having the CMS. You know, one of the nice things that Virginie does is that she talked about is she customizes the CMS for the client-specific needs. That way, we make it as easy and as simple to update the page, so that again, if you wake up on a Saturday morning with the bright idea, you can log into the computer, even on your iPad, and make those updates versus having to type out an email, send it off to your webmaster, get financial approval, or geez, how much is that going to cost? You can just take care of it yourself.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. We don't build any websites without a CMS. You want a webmaster that is looking after your interest. And for us here, we're not interested in making changes for you. We want to give you the tools for you to do it. We're a web development company, not a web editing company. So just be careful as someone who's trying to sell you a website that doesn't come with a CMS. In 2014, that's simply ridiculous to have one without a CMS.
Yeah, perfect. All right, Virginie, it is that time. I'm going to let you go. Thank you much for your time this morning. Greatly appreciate it.
No, bye-bye.
All right, take care, and we'll be talking to you next week.
All right.